Hey, hi guys, how are you? So this is my first video over ServiceNow, right? And I will teach you exactly how we can have a proficiency over ServiceNow tool, whether it's a ServiceNow Service Management, whether it's a module called Software Asset Management, right? I'm going to start my training from scrap. So you would have each and every understanding from fundamentals. What is ServiceNow? How we are going to use it? How we can crack the examinations like certified implementation specialist, how we can crack the examinations like certified ServiceNow system administrator, right? I am not a developer, I am an administrator, and I do have experience administrating and monitoring different tools, in fact global tools for around 10 years, right? Guys, this can be a very good learning for those who are interested to learn ServiceNow starting from beginning. Let's say a person is there, he don't have any understanding of ServiceNow tool and is keen to learn, or an administrator is there who want to go deep down to understand the terms, um, features, functionalities of ServiceNow tool. Okay, let's start. So guys, to learn ServiceNow has provided us an instance free of cost. We can have an access through URL. Just need to type ServiceNow developer instance in Google. This page will open up. You have to go on first URL section, ServiceNow developer home, right? It's opening. Okay, so since I have registered earlier, that's why I'm getting a sign in option and I do have my login credentials. But being a new user, you have to register here through this URL, get a ServiceNow account. Okay, when you will click on get a new ServiceNow account, you have to register here through this register button. Okay, so just submit your first name, last name, email address, confirm the password, and write the captcha and sign up. Of course, you have to click on I agree to terms and condition. So I do have access to ServiceNow developer instance because I have registered earlier. I'm going to log in with my credentials. Okay, so that's my credential. So this page will open. That's the by default URL, developer.servicenow.com. That's the home page of ServiceNow, right? We can see here. We have to go on user menu. Okay, and let me show you one thing. I'm going to release my instance since I am working on ServiceNow from earlier, so I do have access to instance. Just for a difference, I'm going to release my instance, then I will reorder my instance. Okay, reclaim my instance. I'm releasing my earlier instance. I'm no longer using my instance. Release. Okay, now we can see there's an option request an instance. I don't have any ServiceNow instance where I can work on, so I am requesting an instance from here. We do have option to restore an instance if we are using an instance from earlier, right? I'm going to request a new instance because that's a requirement. We can see two release versions are there, Rome and Cubic. I'm going to select Cubic because Rome is the latest one and lots of features and functionality have not been validated, right? It's still in validation stage. So I'm going to select Cubic, the earlier version. Okay, requested. You can see fulfilling request, right? The green thing. So it's being fulfilled. Service now is providing me access. It's in progress. Okay. Point to remark: if we are not using this instance for up to 10 days, our instance access would be revoked, right? We would lose our data. So I'm opening my instance, guys. So this is the instance link. This is username and password. You can write it down somewhere, take a screenshot, because might be when you will log out from your user menu, they will ask you to insert username and password. Username would be admin by default, but password you have to remember. I will write it somewhere, right? I'm opening an instance from this URL. Okay, so we got an access to user interface of ServiceNow. This is my URL, dev3176.servicenow slash .com, right? And this is my navigation page. That's the home page of ServiceNow, guys. If you are a beginner, if you are a new user, you should know the terminology, right? So basically, on the home page, we have to know that we have three terminology, three things, uh, three interfaces there. Categorization of interfaces there, in fact. So this page is called content frame, the white one. Whenever I will click anything, any module or any application, on the left hand side, it will open in content frame. So basically content frame is the reflection of data which we want to see, right? The above one, this one, where we can see service now and service management is being reflected, where we can see user menu, where we can see a global search option, right? Search option, where we can have in settings. So this frame is called as a banner frame. It's a banner, right? In which we have the service now terminology like user menu is there. Of course, it's a banner because everything is coming under banner, below banner, in fact. So we have banner frame, we have content frame. Now, on the left hand side, we can see lots of applications are there, modules are there. Guys, I will tell you what is called application and what is called module. But just understand that this left hand side frame is termed as an application navigator by ServiceNow, right? We can navigate, we can move to any of the application as per our requirement and as per our need. So we have options like filter navigator. If we know which application we have to open, we can just type the name, enter, and it would be reflecting under this list. So guys, we have application navigator. Under application navigator, we have all the application list. This is all the applications. So as you can see, self-service, homepage, business application, right? So self-service is called as application, but when I will click on self-service, lot of list will appear, name it homepage, business application, dashboard, etc. So these are termed as modules. Basically, application is a group of module. Whenever there is a question, what is application service? Now it's a group of module. Benchmark is application, but when I will click on benchmark, in the drop down list, we can see dashboard, we can see administration. So these are modules. Business calendar is an application, and business calendars groups, packets are modules. Okay, let's move on. Favorite, the star mark sign. Guys, in service now we do have option uh, to make certain form field. I will come on form field definition later phase, but just remember that as in web browser we do have option to bookmark the things, right? To remember the things, to make the things as our favorite, that we can instant go on that option and we can see it, we can open it. So with favorite option, uh, we used to bookmark the things. Let's say I have opened a form, I have opened a field, I have opened any particular data, and I want to remember this data because I am going to open this data more frequently. So for that we have this terminology called favorite. Guys, we have a terminology called history. So whenever I'm opening any of the page, any of the form, field, tables, we do have to go through this option. This is history. All application, favorites, history, and filter navigator. These are coming under application navigator. Application navigator is one of the UI frame. This is banner frame. And guys, this one is content frame. So basically we have categorized the user interface of ServiceNow into banner frame, content frame, and application navigator. Okay. And ServiceNow peculiarity is that all the data are under a certain table, specific tables. So we have the things stored in ServiceNow database as a tables, as a column, as a rows. Of course, when we say table, table comprises of rows and columns. Okay. So guys, I will show you one table called user table, or we can see the list of tables in ServiceNow from options like tables and columns or table. But prior to that, I will show you how we can change the interface, customize the interface as per our company need. Let's say I don't want service management written here. I don't want service now written here. My company is XYZ and I want to write the same. This is not my favorite color, right? So two options are there. Either we can go through system properties. Let me show you. Basic configuration UI 16, right? I'm going there. And we can see we got a lots of data in content frame. As a system configuration, we can change the page hierarchy option. We can add a browser tab title. Okay, we can change a banner image also. We can change the date format also. Header background color, we can customize it as per our need. Let's say I'm making it as a this color. We can customize the divider bar color. So in short, we can customize the user interface as per our need, color, text, format. We can do everything here. Let's say uh, in service management, I want to write ITAM space. Let's say that's my company name, right? So we can do that and we would be able to see the changes, right? You can see now it's an ITAM space, not service management. We can do the changes, customization in interface from settings also. Just to go on settings, you can see theme. Under theme we have basically two type of theme. One is system defined theme, so that's a predefined system. Service now defined theme. Service now prefers to have this theme only, but we have a customized theme, custom theme also. Black and white, blimly, blues, clean, just click and you will get the thing, right? Right. Let's go on system defined theme. Okay, we have a developer option in the system setting. Through this option we can add the things in our user interface. You can say so application picker in header. I just click one there and we have this application picker in header. Okay, we can change the scope of application from application picker, right? I will tell you about the scope on later phase. Similarly, we can add update set picker in head. We can add JavaScript log and field watcher, which would be reflecting on the bottom. So I will not go deep down right now. Okay, tapped forms is there. How you want to get your list? Wrap long text in list columns. So in short, we can customize the user interface as per our need through system properties or through the setting option, right? It is our choice which option we want to see, what customization we want to do. As I told you guys, in ServiceNow model is under tables, columns. So let me go through one of the module, okay, called tables and column. Sorry. Okay. So under system definition application, we can see there is a column, there is a module called tables and column, right? I click over there. So what this module will give, tables and column module will give a list of all the tables with their column which is present in ServiceNow. It can be a custom table also, and of course it would be a system defined table also. So right now we have not created any table, right? We don't have any user defined table, so we can see all this table is a OOTB table, out of the box table, system defined table, service not defined table. Let's see a particular table called user table. Okay, it's termed as a sys underscore user. Let's see. Sys underscore user. I want to see what columns are there under sys underscore user table. Guys, I know that I have not defined columns, fields, rows to you. So I will show you right away. Okay, I'm opening a new window. Just we can open a new window from here also. Just duplicate. Okay, duplicate. So guys, we can see that this is a table, and we can see the terminology like column names under this table, right? Now I will show you what is called column, what is table, okay, what is record, etc. I'm going to open a table called sys underscore user. It's the same table I'm going to open in a new window. Okay, so guys, this is list of all the users in the infrastructure who is having access to service now, right? List of all the users. So what is this? This is a user table. How we can say that this is user table, right? So this one, system underscore user, that's the table name. System underscore user, sys underscore user, underscore list, because we have a list of user here, right? That's underscore list dot do. So this is a list of all users present in infrastructure, and we can see that different records are there: Abel Tutor, Abraham Lincoln, Adela Carvans as creator. So all the rows are identically called as a record. Okay, so we can see 617 records are there. That means 617 rows are there, and this record belongs to a table called user table. ServiceNow definition for user table is sys underscore user. Parallelly, we can see the columns like user ID, name, email, active, created, updated. So these are basically a column. Column is termed as a field in ServiceNow. So we have a user table. Under user table we have record or rows, 617 in number, and we have a column which is also called as a field, right? We can cross check from here that this is a table sys underscore user. It is having column. What is column? As I told you, it's a field. So we can see this column terminology. What are the column names? First name, gender, home page, user, last login time. These all are columns. We can see the list of columns defined for user table and service now. From where? From list layout. Just click here, go on configure, open list layout. What it will do, it will open and reflect all the columns, all the fields, system defined fields for user table. Okay, these all fields are mentioned in this tables and column form under column name. Okay, so everything which is mentioned here as an available would be reflecting under tables and column module against column names for a specific table called sys underscore user. This is table. These are columns which we can see in the user table, right? So this is a list of user fields, user column. What is reflecting over an interface, over a content frame, is the columns reflecting under selected bucket. Let's say I want to add a column called city. Okay, I want to get it reflected over the content frame. Just select it, add it under the selected bucket, save the data. Now I'm expecting city field to get reflected. City is there, right? So guys, basically we have added a new field, new column called city for deflection. Okay, I'm opening one of the record. We have 617 records, right? I'm opening the first record called abel.tutor. Let's open it. So we can see a UI interface, a page will open up, right? And this is being termed as form. Okay, so we have open a record called abel tutor, and under this record, against this record, we have these very fields available. Okay, now we can see that we have a city field available. Why? Because we have added the city field. Though I can't see city field here, let me add it from configure, form layout. Let me see why it is not reflecting here. So under selected, we can see city has not been added. Okay, so let's add city from here. It's an available field. I added it under selected field. I'm just moving it above. Okay, I'm saving this data. So guys, we can see we have a new field. Of course, it's a system defined field. I have not created this field. This is OOTB field, out of the box field, right? Now we have to submit the city information also. So it's our choice. We can make a specific field as mandatory, hidden, visible, selected, unselected, etc. So ServiceNow is providing a complete flexibility to us to reflect the things as per our convenience and as per our requirement. So guys, whenever a new user is being added in the infrastructure, we need to create a user form, right? And that should be reflecting under a user table. I will show you how we can add a new user, right? Let's say I'm opening the user table. Okay, so I'm adding a new user. Let's say a person called Akshay Kumar joined my company, right? I'm adding his details here. First name is Akshay, last name is Kumar. So I can see that the other fields are not mandatory. Okay, let's submit this. We can see a message, primary email device created for Akshay Kumar. Okay, let's go on search option and search over the name field. What was my name? Akshay. Okay, let's check. I'm opening this record, opening this row. Okay, so we can see we have a username Akshay, guys. So each and every user present in our infrastructure, present in a company who's having access to service now, they should have certain role assigned to them, right? Now the term is called role. What is role? Role is something with which you would have access to certain features, functionalities of ServiceNow interface. Role is like a power. You have a specific role, so you will have leverage. You will have access to leverage all the benefits attached to that specific designation, right? Now, question is how we can assign a role to user in ServiceNow. Preferably, we used to assign user a group. We used to add a user into a specific group and we used to assign a role to that group. Why? Let's say we have 5,000 employee which is having a specific role. So it's very tedious job to assign each and every user the same role, going on each and every user list and providing this a role. So what we used to do, we used to add them in a specific group. Say we have one group called software asset manager, or we have a group called software asset administrator. What we will do, we will just add the user in a specific group and we will provide the role to that specific group, so that that particular role would be inherited by all the users within the group. What we are doing is specifically, we are adding a user to the group, we are providing a role to the group. So by default, the role would be inherited to all the users which has been created within the group. Okay. Why we are doing so, I have already explained. It is tedious if we have more number of user in the specific group. So let's say Akshay Kumar is the new user. I am providing him adding him in a particular group. We can create a new group, right? Because it has not been added earlier, so we have to go with new group. Let's say software asset administrator. So that's the new group created by us, and we are adding this user called Akshay Kumar in this group. Okay, I've submitted the form. So we can see here we have a group, soft asset administrator. Now what we are going to do as a next step, we will provide role to this group, right? We have a predefined role as a system role, which is already in service now, and we can provide a new role also. To make work easy right now, I'm going to provide some service not defined role to this group called software asset administrator role. I clicked on edit button. We have a collection of roles. So these all are system defined roles, right? Let's say I want to provide him a role for admin, administrative role. So he would have access to leverage the benefit of admin. Okay, I'm just saving this data here. Guys, what is peculiarity? We have provided a role, a specific role to this group called software asset administrator, in which a user called Akshay Kumar has been added, but we can see three messages that a specific other role has been added to Akshay Kumar. Why? Because admin is the primary role, and with admin role we are getting three other roles intact as an inheritance, right? Let's go below and see. As you can see, admin, this role we have provided to this very particular group under which user called Akshay Kumar is residing, right? So role is admin, inherited is false, that means it's a primary role. And for other three, writer, reader, or snippet underscore admin, we can see inherited is true. That means these are inherited role. So what we can see that admin is the primary role and other three are the secondary role, which is coming under admin as an inherited role. And we can see group is one, of course, that we have created software asset administrator. So guys, what we did basically, we have created a user, we have added a user in a specific group, we have created a new group here, we have provided a role to that group, and in that way role got inherited from group to user. So in this way we used to provide a specific role to a specific user in ServiceNow. I hope it's clear, right? So guys, in next class we will go for user administration. That's a very interesting topic, right? And I'm going to initiate a paid training for ServiceNow. It would be a complete training for ServiceNow. It would include all the modules. If a guy is interested for ServiceNow Administration Certification or ServiceNow Implementation Certification, Software Asset Management module, we would be covering each and every topic in detail. And that's my first class, guys. Let me know how was the class. Are you getting an understanding of a service now? If you're starting it from fundamental or not, feel free to give your feedback, guys. Thank you. See ya.